Hello and welcome back to another episode of 612 Motorsports. In today's episode, we are going to be replacing the window regulator in this 2002 Chevy Silverado. As you can see, it went down this far. That's as far as it went. No more up, no more down. We had to put a little plastic over it to keep it covered. It's the wife's work truck. I did order a new regulator. I'm going to show you how to install that today. But before we get too far into it, you guys know the routine. If you haven't done so already, go ahead, hit that subscription button, the notification bell, leave a comment, a thumbs up. All that stuff is super helpful, and it's very greatly appreciated. Today's video is brought to you by Oxedo LED lighting. You might think that you can see just fine at night. Well, I did too, until I did this little upgrade. As you can see from this footage, here is some before Oxedo LED lighting, and here is some after Oxedo LED lighting. The difference is amazing. With high brightness and easy installation, Oxedo LED lighting is definitely the route for you. They're easy to install, and they're available for all makes and models. Click on the link in the description below and enter promo code 612 Motorsports at checkout to get yourself 15% off. Now back to our video. First thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and snap this mirror cover off. Just has a couple of little tabs here that hold it on and a little slide behind clip for there. Next, we're going to want to remove this switch cover. And this we're just going to pry up on, slide out, and then we're going to go ahead and disconnect the plugs. Next, we're going to want to remove the lock mechanism and surround, which is all one piece. I just want to kind of get behind it and give it a little pry. Pops right off. Next thing to go is this door handle surround trim, and you see it just pops right off. Loosen it up. You can work it right around. Okay, so also under the door pull is a 7mm bolt, and there is also another one located directly below it here on the door panel itself. So you want to make sure you look at everything all the way around. It's make sure there's nothing hidden, no hidden fasteners or screws. Nice long one. Just a little stubber down below. There is one more 7mm here for the door handle. Now that we've got those 3 bolts removed, we should be able to just pull up and off on this door panel to remove it from the door itself. But be careful, because you still have the light and the speaker connected in the back, so it's not going to come completely off yet. We do have to unhook those things, so let's do that. So you'll see this clip here for the speaker, which is loose from the door panel, and well, we'll figure that out when we get there. But we're gonna go ahead and disconnect that. And then this light, it's just a simple twist and pull. This might get you in the frame there. It's just a simple twist and pull, a little bulb on the deal there. Now we can set this aside. To make things a little easier to work with, we're going to go ahead and remove the actual door handle itself. So what we're going to want to do, there's a little white clip here. We're just going to want to flip it towards you. And it'll swing over. Then we can lift this rod up and out of the way and put that back. Now this is free. Then we use a 10 millimeter here on this bolt. Now this should slide forward and come off. So you'll see there's a vapor barrier here. You want to make sure to be careful with that and not tear it, because it is somewhat important. It does keep moisture and things out, because as you can see, you know, it goes through, so water coming through on the outside, maybe through the windows or something, you don't need that getting in the car. And there are drain holes along the bottom of the doors. But you want to just be careful and kind of peel this back. Make sure you pull your wiring through. You don't want to remove it completely, but just pretty much in your work areas. Make sure we don't tear it. Okay, so since my window won't go up or down, I have this sticky plastic over it, and that's just to keep the weather out. What we're gonna do is leave that there, which is gonna hold the glass up into place, so it's not gonna drop when we remove the regulator. To release the glass from the regulator, there's a clamp here. You loosen this, and it releases some jaws that are holding the glass there. And also, because the window is down some, if you can see that, there's a bolt and a clamp right in there, and we're gonna have to be a contortionist, but we can get that. We don't want to take the bolt out, we just want to loosen it good. There, till you feel it release. So now my glass is free. So as you can see, the regulator arm there, and the cross cables there. It's mounted with one 10 mil there, one 10 mil there, and then it's got something was there, and it's got a funky body clip pin here. Now sometimes you'll see a slot here, depending on the model that you have. They'll all have the slot, but the regulator might have a little hook that from inside will come in and hook over that. And there will also be 3 bolts on some models. This one is going to have an extra bolt on this side, the front of the truck side, due to holding the motor in place. You'll also want to disconnect the wiring harness from the motor before going any further. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and we're going to remove all of those other bolts and screws. So, you can see this thing has definitely seen better days, so hopefully this fixes our problem. Alright, here's our new unit, fresh out of the wrapper. We're going with a Continental WL41644. And I will put that in the description as well for you guys. But that's the unit that we're running on this particular replacement job. And also, we're going to go ahead and loosen the plastic on the window of the glass itself. and I'm going to pull the glass all the way up into its seated position and then reapply the plastic to hold it there while I install the new bracket. So here's our new regulator. You want to make sure when you're putting it in that the motor is towards the front of the vehicle. So I am going to just go ahead and kind of do the reverse of how we took that out. Okay, remember I said some models or replacements will have a little hook. Let's see if I can find that little hook to show you what I'm talking about. So you line it up with that. We're going to go ahead and start one to hold it in place. And hold it in place down below. Okay, now we have to loosen those clamps again. Now that we have our window regulator mounted and our clamp brackets loosened up, we're going to go ahead and put the switch back on, and we're going to move the motor so that it takes it all the way up, and it'll come up into this window here, and we'll be able to see it seat all the way into this bracket, and then we can tighten that down, which is going to hold the glass, and then we'll be able to also see it right here. Well, as you saw, motor goes down, it does not go up. That means my switch is bad. I'll order one, take this off, replace that. Window will go up and down. But until that gets here, those window clamps are in the all the way down position. Not ideal, but they're not going to hurt anything. We don't drive this truck much anyways, and that part will be here in a day or two, and we'll go ahead and throw it in then. But that is how you put in a window regulator. Alright, so it's a few days later. We've got our switch. We ordered that on Rock Auto. It was like 25 bucks. Came in about 4 days. So now we got the switch in. We can go ahead and replace that here. And then that's going to allow the window channel to come up so we can attach it to the bottom of the glass, which will allow our window to work properly. Now, I have done a little research since the previous scene that you saw and this one. Googling why a Chevrolet window will go down but not up, they said that 90% of the time it's actually the switch that goes bad. Now, I've had a lot of experience with these, and for my instance, it's usually been the regulator or the motor. That's why I just went ahead and ordered a regulator with a motor to replace all of that stuff in one fall swoop. Now, unfortunately for our situation, it was the switch, But if you remember, some of this regulator had definitely seen better days. It wasn't attached in some spots that caused it to twist and make it not roll up or down very well. And I think some of that strain actually was the cause of why the switch may have shorted out. So we're gonna go ahead, switch out this switch, no pun intended, and then we're gonna pull that bottom of the window channel back up so that we can lock that into place, and then we're just about done here. And there is our old switch out. Here is our nice brand new replacement. That is an SM1734. So now we're going to hook the switch back up, and we are going to turn the key to auxiliary, and hopefully that brings that window clamp back up. There they are. Now what they are, it's just a big like clamp, and that's going to go all the way up, and you're going to want to make sure they're open all the way, and they're going to go up and snug the glass. So now we have that done, we can go ahead and turn that off. Now that the window is up in place, you can just see that bolt here and here. And that's going to be those alligator clamps, and that is just a 10 mil that we are going to go ahead and we got the door panel back on, everything mounted right, goes down, goes up. I really can't complain, that's what we wanted. And that is how you change out your window regulator, and in our case it was the regulator and the window switch right here. That's going to wrap things up for us here today. I hope you enjoyed. As always, stay positive, work hard, and make it happen.